Hi there, I'm Matt Keene. Thanks for visiting Creating a Future We Want. This is the garden series, the Why Do I Have a Garden series. In 2006, when I moved onto this tiny little property here, 40 by 80 feet, it was so overgrown that I wasn't really sure I was at the right address because I couldn't see a house. Maybe it was like a hobbit house and I just needed to look underground. But the first thing I did was cut out a corner of the yard and plant a garden. It was a little house built in the early 1920s, and it'd been a few decades before anybody or since anybody had done anything to, anything to the outside or the property. So I started, I made that little garden, and I immediately started meeting people in the neighborhood because I put it right on the street. There's really no other option because that's where the yard is, the property is. And, starting conversations with everybody. They're like, what are you doing? What's that? That looks like something that my grandpa used to grow. Or, my mom always has a garden, but I don't have enough space. And so people were always wanting to, kind of check it out, see what was growing, talk about it. Of course, I'd just give them whatever it was for them to taste. I even had people dropping off plants, in case there's space in your garden, here you go. I just picked this up at the farmer's market. That was amazing. So why do I have a garden? Well, there are so many reasons. I've had a garden every year for, I guess, 15 years, and then I'd always plant a little something wherever I happen to be. But why do I have a garden? Yeah, there's so many reasons. Nutrition, food, very, very into growing own food, very into soil. That's dirt here. Made all of the dirt we grow in. It sounds weird to say made dirt, but through compost and mulch and bringing soil from all different places, mixing it up over 15 years. All the dirt I grow in is something that we've made, pretty much, and or someone made it at some point. I've just combined it, I guess, facilitated the soiling process. And gosh, why else? My family has a long history of gardening, of farming, meeting lots of neighbors, obviously. Kind of a joining point. It's very often that 3, 4, 5 people kind of stop, not during COVID, stop and chat around the garden and what's being grown. Education. We do our schooling for our girls. We've been doing that for a little while, and there's so much that you can integrate into an education if you've got a garden going. Seeds, that's one component of like the education thing, is we grow everything from seed, or at least have until now. And seeds, I've been collecting seeds for 20 years or so, and also purchasing seeds from farms or seed collectors or whoever that has all sorts of neat stuff that's all pre-industrial agriculture and organic. And it's amazing, what you can learn about why a certain plant looks the way it does, depending on what culture kind of cultivated it and has been using it. We're in the city, a little bit of green in the city. Gardening's impossible. I don't mean that you can't grow anything, but whatever grows great this year is probably not going to grow as great the next year or at some point in the future. And who knows why? It's impossible to understand. So with that complexity and all of those unknowns comes, a little dose of humility, which all of us could use a little bit more of, perhaps. So with that humility also comes a bit of a practice of like letting go and learning how to let go of things when there's way too much going on and you just can't control it all. Gifts, grow a whole lot of stuff, between 200 and maybe 450 pounds of food a year in this little plot of maybe 150 square feet, and giving a lot of stuff away to our neighbors and friends and stuff. And heck, this is life. This soil has species in it that have not been identified by science yet. Something a little natural. Why do I grow a garden? It just seems natural. I don't know. So in this series, we'll explore some of those things, well, each of those things over the summer as we get into the growing season. I've just planted a few things here in the garden here in February, so hopefully the peas will start coming up in 4 to 6 weeks. Be good. I'm Matt Keene. Thanks for visiting Creating a Future We Want. See you soon.